meeting is being recorded.
Oh, all right. On today's episode, I welcome on a very special guest. He's Elijah Neal. He's a junior guard for Rogers High School boys basketball team. Elijah, how are you?
I'm doing good, and you?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks so much for being on the show. The regular RL basketball season's over with, and you're currently in the off season. What are you up to this off season?
Right now I'm just working on getting better with AAU right now, and just connecting with like new guys, like new faces that I haven't really played with. So just working on getting better right now and being prepared for next year.
That's awesome. And who are you playing with for AAU this year?
I'm playing with CCG Raptors. It's a team that was created last year by Colin Greenman.
Nice. And what's it like to play for Coach Greenman and play for the CCG Raptors?
When I first heard of it, I thought it was gonna be like a little fall off or stuff like that. Like it wasn't gonna get anywhere. But then once we started playing like good teams and like players want to actually play with us from like other teams and like leaving their AAU team to combine with us or like just to play with us, then I don't know, it just felt like something was gonna happen. And like this year we expanded more. Now we got more teams, more coaches, and like better opportunity playing at like good places that like other like AAU teams compete at. So I feel like it's gonna go good, and it's good playing with him.
That's
he helps
awesome.
out a lot.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, it's awesome. I mean, I just like started seeing the CCG Raptors come up like on Instagram, and Coach actually had reached out to me to set up this interview, which thank you, Coach, for doing that. What's it like to play with other guys from other high schools and other teams that you usually play against?
It's fun because like you like get to trash talk with them during the regular season and like during like school season, and then like friends with them during AAU and like build like good friendships and stuff like that. And like I don't know, it's like you're knowing you're gonna like trash talk with them and then play with them later on. It's kind of funny because like the stuff you say to each other in a game, and then literally like the same year you go right next to him like in a same team, and they act like none of that happened. So it's like it's good like building like communication with like other teams and then other players from other teams. So yeah, it's pretty fun though.
That's awesome. Yeah, you team up. I think and you had mentioned it off air as well. Timmy Robinson, you teamed up with him too. And
Yeah.
what's it like to there's a big rivalry between Middleton and Rogers. I mean, what's it like to take that rivalry and then you guys team up with each other?
It's pretty funny because like when I went to Middletown, I'd always like go at it with all the kids at Rogers. Well, like at Thompson because I was in middle school there for at
Yeah.
Middletown, and then my freshman year I went over to Rogers before basketball season started, and then me going at like Timmy and them and Ben and all them like the same year. It's just funny, but it's fun going against them though because it's like they're like really close friends on and off the court. So it's like I know the trash talking like is gonna happen, but like stuff we say we don't mean it, but it just comes out. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's just the game of basketball. As long as you guys can stay friends afterwards, obviously, and it
No,
seems like you
yeah.
guys are good
Of course.
friends. So that sounds like basketball. So that's awesome. When do you guys start playing with CCG? Has there been any tournaments so far or anything?
Our first tournament is this weekend actually, and we scrimmage tomorrow against 4-1 Phoenix, something like
Oh,
that.
okay.
It's like an AAU team. But we scrimmaged the Pawtucket team last week on Thursday, and we did pretty good against them. And it was like the team I'm playing on now, we didn't really like. There's like a few kids that we don't like. We haven't like really we're not close with. So it's like we struggled in the beginning, but then we ended up picking it up during the game because it was like hard with communication and all that. But we started honestly like I hopped back into the basketball like 2 days after or a day after the loss to Classical, and like we
Yeah.
from there we had practices and we just been going ever since. So we just yeah, it's pretty much it right now. Just
Wow.
practices and the scrimmages.
So what? And you played and that like you said that chemistry will probably come down the line as you guys keep playing with the new guys that are on the team, and and
Yeah.
then you obviously play against. You said you played against Team Pawtucket, I think, and then now you're gonna play against 401 Phoenix, who is I think they have like a bunch of Shea guys like Isaiah Goys and Malik Montana. So what's it going to be like to face those guys again outside of the IRL season?
I've been playing them for like 3 games now, so it's like it's getting like used to them at this point, like seeing them every game. So I think we'll be prepared for them.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. So I want to hop into the IRL basketball season. You guys had a great season, and you guys played very well, and you guys were able to make the playoffs. What was it like to make both the D2 and division and the state tournament playoffs?
It was fun and it was like good because it was like a goal we set in the beginning. Like during summer leagues, we struggled. We only won like 2 games during summer league, and like it was like we were losing to teams that we like blown out this year or like beat good this year, stuff like that. So it's like we knew like we thought we were gonna struggle this year, so we set a goal like to make playoffs. And then once the season really started, like after all those practices, we like the communication came, like the connection and all that, and we just really played well with each other. And like the starting five would like we would only play good as all of us in at the same time because like we all know each other really well, and
Yeah.
like it would just work out well. So it was good that like I felt good to make playoffs in both like the state and division two.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, that's a great accomplishment. I mean, especially compared to last year. I mean, you guys still made the playoffs last year. You had a good team last year. But what's it like for you to step up into a bigger role? That this year being a junior, and scoring, being a more of a scorer as well too.
Yeah, I would say it's gonna be like because my first like instant is like pass because like during my middle school years I have like a habit of just not trying to score the ball, and like I'm still like somewhat in it, but like I got out of that clearly. But I was so scared to take like a shot, even if I was like wide open. And I know next year I'm gonna have to step up big to help out my team. So I'm gonna have to like score as much as I can, but also like still play how I usually play and like kick out the ball or help out all around the team. So I just feel like next year people don't think we're gonna do as good because we lost 4 of our players and they're all starters,
Yeah.
but we have a good team, a good like young team that's gonna come up. So
Who
we'll
are
be
the
prepared.
who are the 4 stars that you guys lost?
We lost Donovan Wright, Brian Robar, Darian Piker, and Isaiah King.
Oh wow. So you lost some
Yeah,
big key parts, but yeah, I mean, obviously, like you said, I mean, you were part of that big three with, um, King and Parker as well too. I mean, what's it like? What are the guys going to be next year to be able to step up for you and for you to also be a leader in that role next year?
well, I feel like I the same thing as it was this year. Like I'm not gonna do good unless Cisco Aponte's on the court and Travis Burrows. I feel like them two are like they're young right now, they're sophomores, but I feel like without them two being on the court at the same time as me, that I'll struggle
Yeah.
because so far during the off season, like us three, we've been getting like working after the gym because we know next year we're gonna have to like step up big, like even though them two are. So we've been getting with Colin. He brings us after school and we'll go and like get workouts in like upstairs and lift and like downstairs and like work on our like craft and stuff like that to get to the basket and like working on our shots and just like building like a good connection between us three. So
That's
I think it'll be good working with them too.
that's great. I mean, that's awesome to like be able to get that work in and work with those two guys as well too. And when you mentioned craft, what's like the biggest thing on of yours craft of yours that you're going to work on to bring into the AAU season as well as next year?
Well, I want to work on like creating space into a shot because this like I'd say this year I just pull up a shot and like there'd be like a guy contesting me and
Yeah.
like I just would just shoot it still. But I want to work on like creating space and like making the shot and like creating space and like getting to the basket, just moves to get by players. Because I wasn't that much of a ball handler this year, but I know I can. But I wasn't at the guard position, so I wasn't really worried about it. But this year, well, next year I'm gonna have to like step up big for that spot. So just gonna work on all that.
Yeah, yeah, definitely, definitely. I mean, that's great attitude and great mentality to have going into the upcoming off season and get ready to go. And it seems like you have a lot of faith. And then earlier, what you mentioned is you guys were kind of not looked at to make the playoffs, either D2 or state. I mean, what's it like to come in
Yeah.
with a chip of the season like that on your shoulder?
It was funny. So like when the preseason like rankings dropped, we were like at the bottom. We were like ninth or like 10th or something like that. So
Yeah.
like literally like the first like second it dropped, we all screenshot it and like sent it to the chat. And we just talking about like how we're ready for it this year. And it was like right after like we were like losing all our summer league games. Like we still knew like something was gonna happen this year. So we start like sending it to each other and we're like, let's make them like not trying to be rude, but let's make them look dumb and stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
And just go out there and let's play our ball and like let's show them that we got it and stuff like that. So that's what we did and turned out pretty good.
Yeah, didn't you guys got like red hot at one point, right? You guys were like winning like you won like a few games in a row, right?
Yeah, we won like I think it was like 8 or 9 straight in a row.
Yeah.
But
What was it like
yeah,
to go on that streak? I mean, to win those 8 or 9, like did you guys feel like you were just clicking at that point now?
it was so funny. So when that happened, like our coach was telling us, but none of us felt like it was like that long because like we felt like we were only on like a 3 game win streak because until we like really looked at it and realized that we played so many games in those like little bit of weeks because there was like so many games that got like canceled because of COVID and then just had to like throw them in somewhere. So
Yeah.
it's like we weren't like it just felt weird because we played like 4 games or 3 games a week straight. So it was like we didn't know we were on that big of a run until our coach like told us about it.
Yeah, you guys had a great run and obviously a great run into the, both the playoffs and the state tournament, made the Elite Eight and the state tournament. What's the experience of like one to play in the D2 playoffs and two to play in the state tournament and obviously, you play a Division 1 team, other teams outside of your division.
It was pretty good. Like when we faced Pontiac, I know we played for Division 2 when we played Coventry.
Yeah.
It was like it was our second time playing them as well that year, and it was like back and forth the whole game, and then they just like took over from us.
Yeah.
And that was the second time we were down like with like I would say down six with like a minute or like 30 seconds left. And the one thing that we did that really like struck out, like our coach told us, we never like gave up. Like we went into the huddle down six with like 30 seconds left, saying we're still gonna like figure a way to win this game. And that's what we did. We came down, so hit a three, and then it came back down, and we stopped them on defense. They threw a turnover, and then Darian hits an and one corner three. Don't know how he made it. It was like the worst shot ever to take, but he still made it somehow and he gets called for a foul, missed the free throw, but we go into overtime and then that's when like we show out again. It was like funny because that's how the same thing that happened when we played them the first time. They were up six with 30 seconds left and we came back, scored six, and then went in overtime and then just took over there. So it was
Uh,
just like a crazy game.
That's awesome. It sounds like a wild game. And then obviously you played in the state tournament. You guys make it to the Elite Eight. You get like almost like a revenge game over Shea in the state tournament
Yeah.
when they beat you in the semifinals in the D2. But then you guys were able to bounce back and beat them in the Sweet 16. What was that like?
It felt good, but it was just like it still annoyed us that they had us play at Shea for a semifinals game in Division 2 because like
Yeah,
we knew if we had them on a bigger court that it would be much easier and like better because as you could see and when we played them in the final eight, like the Elite Eight, they like they had a lot of substitutes going out in and out because like they couldn't like really go up and down the court for like as long as we could have because we were used to it because
yeah.
we had like just our six just for like the whole year. So it was like it was just felt we was just annoyed because like we knew we had them on a bigger court, but they got us. So we just got to give it to them at that point.
Yeah, you guys got
But
them
it's still
back.
good beating them. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's great that you guys were able to get them back and won a close game and then you go on and play a tough classical team. But it sounds like a great experience overall. I mean, what's it like to see Rogers basketball be back? I mean, I feel like there's a bit of a lull now. Rogers basketball is like really back in action.
It feels good, especially like going to school and like people like talking like the teachers, they always want to talk to me about like how we're doing and like they seen us on newspapers and like news and like they haven't seen that in so long and they've been here longer than us. So it feels good that teachers see it and it starts like it shows and like my friends and like family members like outside of it, they'll like send me like articles of me in it or like my team in it and stuff like that. They were like, you guys are really doing good. It's like Rogers is starting to come back. Newport looks like something's going on down there. So it was like it just felt good to see all that happening.
That's so cool. And that's gotta be cool to get the recognition from like teachers and as well as your family
Yeah.
members sending news clippings and articles about you. So that's gotta be awesome.
Yeah, like today my teacher told me like because I told him I had like an interview with you,
Yeah.
and he was like he made me sit down with him, like my English teacher, and like have a whole conversation with him, like going back and forth to like see how it feels. Because I don't like I'm not really good at interviews, so it's like he just helped me out with it.
Yeah, I was actually gonna say I was gonna say you're doing a great job. I mean, you're long, like great answers, great like great answers. Like keep the conversation going. Very very well done. I want to say so.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're very well spoken too. So it's a very it's been a great interview so far. So it's awesome.
That's good.
That's great. Yeah. And now, what is once again? I apologize for my voice. I'm like
No, you're good.
battling cold, so I'm raspy. Um, but what was your favorite game during the the regular season? Did you have one? What was it?
I'd say during I don't even know. I'd probably say Shay when we first played him at our home because of how the game went. Like we lost by two against him, but like it was like the closest game I had to a triple double
Oh
because
wow,
I had 10 points and then nine rebounds. But I
wow,
was just one yeah, I was just one off for the assist about the steal and rebounds. But it was good to go against because before we was playing like I think we played like a 2D3 teams just for like a warm up, and it just felt slow. And I like fast games, so like them coming out and then like just off the rip they scored. It was just going back and forth like the whole time. So it was like it felt good to get back into one of those games where the pace is fast and everybody's just going back and forth, scoring on each other, like stealing and all that. Trash talking was there, of course, but it was good though. I think
that's
that was my
awesome.
favorite regular season game for sure.
That's great. That's really cool. That that's a cool experience and having an up and down game and all the trash talk is
Yeah,
there. And then now it seems like, and we kind of mentioned this already, but now you got to face those guys again with the 401 Phoenix stuff like that.
yeah, I know. Again, it's like I see him way too much now. Now I'm
You
just
guys
gonna
should. What's the go ahead?
now I'm just like every time I see him, I'm just gonna think of playing at their court in semis. It's gonna be bad.
You guys should know each other's game by now. I feel like between you guys play each other
Yeah,
so much already.
yeah,
I mean, this has been awesome. That great interview so far with, just talking about the regular season AU and what your off season is going to be. But I want to jump into the segment now where I asked about the 5 questions that are just generally outside of basketball. Um, Elijah. So my first question is, what's your favorite food?
Ooh, my favorite food probably it's Cajun pasta. It's like shrimp Cajun pasta, probably. Yeah, that's probably my favorite.
That sounds really good. Where do you get that from?
I usually get it at Chili's,
Oh,
or mom would just like try to make it, but I like it at Chili's. So
oh, all right. Next time
yeah,
on
it's pretty
Chili's,
good.
I'll have to check it out next time on Chili's for sure. That sounds really, really good.
Yeah, it's
Um,
definitely.
what's your favorite? Do you have a favorite NBA team or do you have a favorite player that you follow or both?
I don't have an NBA team, but my favorite player, it I'd probably say Kyrie or probably it's weird, but Bradley Beal. He's another one. 'Cause I like his game. Like he's like he's like crafty, but he's like the most slept on player. I think
Yeah.
he
I,
knows how to finish and like create shots and all that. Just good watching him.
yeah, no, I totally agree with you. I love that Bradley Beal. If he was on my team, I'd be like ecstatic if he played for like the
Yeah,
Celtics or something like that because he's such a great scorer and such a good shooter. And I think he's also just a great teammate. He doesn't want to leave the Wizards either.
yeah. No, I'd definitely leave that place. If I was on.
Yeah, I know. Seriously, same here. But I mean, he's a loyal guy, so you gotta like that about him. Um,
Yeah.
and then what about? Do you have like a favorite basketball shoe that you like to wear?
For me, I wear the Greek freaks, the Giannis's.
Oh, okay.
Like I wore his Zoom like the Greek Freak ones, and now I have the twos. It's like I don't know, they just feel so like comfortable on my feet, and it doesn't like hurt me at all. And it I don't know, I just like how they feel, and the colors are nice too, so that even matches up better with it.
What colors are they?
I have like these like hot pink ones, and
Oh,
then now I have like an icy blue ones now. So yeah.
nice, nice. I'll have to check those out online. And then what about? Do you have a favorite type of music that you like to listen to?
Um, 90s music.
90s? Oh, okay. What kind of
Yeah.
90s?
I like this guy named Montel. I like him. I just like all the 90s music because of my mom. She like Sundays and all that. She's always like blasting music. So like I hear it and I just like start downloading the song, listening to it. So
That's
I
awesome.
don't know, I just like all the 90s music.
Is it Montel Jordan? Is that who you like?
Yeah, Montel Jordan, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, Montel Jordan. Oh man, Mac Morrison, Return of the Mac. That's a good song.
Yeah, Return of the Mac. I like that one right there.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite songs. Show my age, how old I am, because I love those songs. So
Yeah, I love 90s music.
yeah, it's great music. And then what do you have like a favorite sweet or like a candy or something that you like to snack on before a game?
Purple Skittles. I get them for my team before every game. Purple Skittles.
Do they sell those separately or do you pick them out?
No, well, like, what do you mean, like,
I
separately?
mean,
Like,
do you mean like are the purple Skittles like do they sell them in a bag or like do you get to like pick out the purple Skittles?
oh no, I just go to the store and just grab them, go to the locker room, and everybody's just eating them. So you just gotta get hyped before games. I just grab the bag of them. I don't really like pick them out. I don't know. I just get them before every game because after one game we all like did good. So I just say that was just because of that. So I just always get them now.
Oh, that's awesome. That's a cool ritual too and tradition before a game.
Yeah,
And then last question is what's your favorite thing to do outside of basketball?
probably sleep because because with Colin is like the days off. I still like do like something like little. So
Yeah,
it's like not like we won't do it on like extreme because my body would be hurt clearly, but we do something like light and like little. So I just like whenever I have like free time, I just throw in a movie or a show and just lay down. That's about it.
nice. Right. Nothing wrong with that at all. And obviously it sounds like you're working hard with Coach Colin and
Yeah,
the CCG Raptors and everything. Do you like the Raptors? Like that's a pretty cool. That's a different name around.
yeah, I know. He didn't have that last year, but he added it this year.
Yeah, I think that's awesome. I think it's like something completely different. So it's cool to see outside besides of like a Warriors or something like that. You get like the Raptors.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's pretty
Uh,
cool.
uh
Yeah,
yeah. Well, Elijah, this has been awesome. It's been a great interview. Very well spoken, and obviously your basketball future is very bright as you continue to grow your game. And we just saw a glimpse of what this year was like. So I can't wait to see what next year, the explosion of next year's scene is going to be like for you.
thank you. Yeah, it's gonna be. Just gotta stay tuned for it. I'm ready for it now.
Yeah, I'm excited. Well, I have to catch a Raptors game sometime in the off season and get up there and watch you guys play or something like that. I'll definitely have to get the schedule from Coach Colin. But thank you so much for being on the show. Do you have any questions or comments or statements for me before we sign off?
No, I just thank you for having me here. It was good to have like talking to you and stuff about sports.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. Anytime, man. Anytime we want to, maybe we'll have to do an NBA playoff episode. We'll get you and a couple other guys on and